What does it mean to be human?
I thought these were easy questions.
Ooh, it's a really interesting question. I think we're all trying to figure that out, and we kind of have throughout history, tried to figure that out throughout history. And I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest, but I think the search for the answer to that question is kind of why we're here. So,
I just read a piece. Actually, we have way more in common than we have to difference, so to speak. We're people. We all love. We all cry. We all laugh. We all bleed. We all eat. We all have families.
To make mistakes. We're not human unless we make mistakes and we learn from them. Because no other animal has a conscience to be able to make decisions, to make mistakes that don't result in it getting eaten or dying. But we're able to make mistakes and learn from them and continue to live from that. So that's what makes us human.
It's pretty philosophical. Good thing I'm taking philosophy class. There are definitely a lot of schools of thought on that. Some people believe that it's the sense of communication what separates us from animals. They aren't able to communicate like we can, obviously, like I am presenting right now. Empathy and understanding. Although animals can exhibit those kind of behaviors, it's not really natural to be empathetic. They're really just doing it by behavioral science. Yeah.
How would I say this in a way that's not super philosophical? You're conscious in a way that's self-aware, that you can exhibit morality in a way that's not merely instinctual. So I'd say being human is knowing that you have a moral obligation and that you accept that moral obligation in some way, shape, or form.
What does it mean to be human? You can perceive things. You can feel things. Inanimate objects can't feel things. You can feel emotions. Your own brain actually kind of makes you a human. The way that you can think and plan ahead and memories, and it's very weird, but I think the brain is the center of all humanity, and so you should love your brain.
Two senses of the word. One of them is to be anatomically a human being, and the other is to have the higher qualities of life that one should expect of human beings, such as kindness, wisdom, virtue.
Restraint.
Empathy.
I think to have compassion, love, honesty, respect, kindness.
What does it mean to be human? To be able to do anything, to have actual potential to carve out your own path, to have some sense of determinism, to do something with your life, to not just follow a path, but to be able to have the power to divert and just do whatever. Yeah.
That's a hard one. I don't know. To be human would be to have emotions and be, feel for people and other things.
Yeah. And doing something to make the world a better place.
I mean, what I'm feeling right now, anxious and sad. And someone walked by me and read my sign and they said, "Sure," when they read "You are loved," and I feel a little sad right now, but that's part of being human. I'd say that's it. Oh, I could show you upside down, or I could show you upside right. There we go. I don't know if you can hear me still.
To make mistakes and to learn from them. Yeah. Not to be perfect all the time.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know. I used to say us having a purpose, but what really is your purpose? How would you find your purpose on being on Earth and, being able to, I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I'm sorry.
Just to, have feelings, like love, affection, things like that.
To be human is to be vulnerable. Human are very immersed in a lot of things that we've created, and sometimes that gets in over your head. So it's important to realize that you will make mistakes, you will fail, but you got to just get back up, keep going, I guess. That's just the best. Yep.
Certainly make mistakes, and I think also being with other people.
What does it mean to be human? I think that goes into love too, like caring for other people makes you human. You know, not being so cold, so selfish, anything you ever care about is for yourself, like we're here for each other. That's what being human is, just understanding that you're not the only person in this world and you need to take care of your neighbor just as well as you take care of yourself.
Let's see. Gonna go with the shorter Westminster Catechism here and say to glorify God and enjoy Him forever.
Really, it's just what makes us different is what makes us human. All of us in the world are so different, but yet at the same time we can each find like common things to befriend each other, and that's what makes us human.
I think being human is having your unique experiences that you experience in life and like the way you go about life. Yeah.
From like a biological point of view, it's to live, and from a religious point of view, it'd be to be able to be rational and think for themselves. But I just think being human is just being yourself. I think, obviously you've heard the phrase before, like nobody's asked to be born, and that stays true. But being human is like what you do with your life, what makes of it. Everybody's human. Everybody has the innate dignity. We're all human in the sense that we live, walk, talk, and obviously there's people that put themselves higher on pedestals or lower on pedestals, but at the end of the day, we all bleed the same color, so.
Be yourself.
I like that answer, be yourself. Maybe to just feel for other people, and if what you wouldn't like, don't do what you wouldn't like to yourself, to others. Treat people like they're another you. And everybody is human. I mean, everybody's human. We're all the same person at the end of the day, so everybody should be treated equally.
Sort of a weird answer to that is being human is being smart enough to realize when you're being dumb. We have all this technology and all these things or whatever, but it's up to us to decide what we do with them. If you look at things like climate change in the world in general, most of it is human-induced, and we have the capability to stop it, but we also have the capability to continue doing it. So I think being human is, being able to have that understanding and intelligence to know what's good and what's not with what we have.
It means to all my answers are emotional, I guess. It means to be able to process your emotions, feel success, feel failure, and to keep moving on. And also to live your life to the fullest. And yeah.
To have a similar molecular cell system as the normal.
I don't know. I think what it means to be human is beyond words. It is what we know it to be. It's ineffable. What is it to me? It's a series of tasks to live in a world that's demanding of tasks, that gets us away from and I think it's the nature of your question, away from our innermost being. So very recently, it's funny that we're having this discussion now. In fact, yesterday I started reading a book on being in time, a summary on Heidegger, and talks about being in the Dasein, the most fundamental sense, and how that sets the base for us then to, make our own way in an existential sort of fashion, and how we get to determine where and what we do, but there's the facticity, and this is what I mean by the events that control our spiral and hurdles in life, that within the context sometimes things just kind of collapse and you can't really become what you otherwise would become. So being human is like living in these existences of, you have a deep-seated being, you have this idea of an authentic self on what you want to ultimately become. And then there are these arrows that are being shot at you from obligations and society, and you got to make a living, you got to be able to buy your mushroom burger, those sorts of things.
That last interview you heard from was Dr. Joseph Libinati, a professor of cardiovascular physiology at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. He has a new book called His Name Was Ellis, and on his website it has this rather relevant blurb. It says, "As sentient, rational beings, we humans are drawn towards understanding the world and our significance in it. Enlightenment thinking, emphasizing science and logic, has provided a fundamental framework in our conceptualization of the such. As a basic scientist, physiologist, I have subscribed to this mode of thought throughout my professional career. However, a few years ago, I found myself looking for personal truths beyond the realm of pure fact. Hence, I became enthralled with the arts, particularly literary fiction. I believe that it is at the intersection of where the arts meet the sciences that our humanness can be realized." I thought that was relevant and I wanted to share with you. Joseph Libinati's book, His Name Was Ellis, has this little blurb about it. "When an irreverent South Boston artist receives counseling from a renowned Ivy League-trained psychotherapist, we are forced to ask which of our characters is more mentally stable, the doctor or the patient. You be the judge." I've included a link in the description to his book. You should buy it. Thank you.